you guys, I want to do Darksided Sagittarius. Let me fix my necklace. I don't know why I always do that. Okay. I want to do Darksided Sagittarius Man today. I don't think I ever did this, but I was in a relationship with a Sagittarius man for like 8 years. 8 years. And we have 2 kids together. And it wasn't all dark-sided. He was a good provider, kind of, and he was really sweet and romantic, but they have a dark side. So I'm just gonna be explaining their like dark side. So if you're a light side of Sagittarius, this isn't for you. If you're in a good relationship with a healthy light sided Sagittarius man, this isn't for you either. Okay, but sometimes on their dark days they could betray some of these traits. So let's get into it. So the dark side of Sagittarius man, I noticed that they portray this overly masculine persona, like big ball persona, huge ego. Picture that Kanye West and Beyonce song. It's called Ego. All the fire signs do, right? Kind of like Aries. He could be a bully. He could be really insensitive, not sensitive at all. He could be really irresponsible. So he will F over his wife, his partner, his children, his family, his friends. He's not a sensitive, sentimental person. Only when he wants to be. And if you ever betray him or you do what he does to you, he will get really pissed off. They are very hypocritical. They're hypocrites. So they are self righteous as well. So they will come up with their own belief system, and what they believe is what they believe. So they'll be really self righteous. So let's say if they believe, like, on Sundays as a family, we all go to the park and they go out and cheat on you or whatever on Sunday, but the next Sunday you say, you know what, I want to go hang out with my friends, they will get you for it. They're like hypocritical and they're self-righteous. So it's very hard for them, almost impossible for them to admit that they're wrong, basically. So they could be really wrong though. They could be hypocrites, irresponsible, reckless. Reckless is actually a trait of a Sagittarius in general. So they were born reckless. I'm thinking of that song, since the day I was born, the nurses all gather around. Cause see, I wonder, leave me alone because I'm bad to the bone. I don't know if you guys know that song, but that reminds me of the dark side of Sagittarius man. Extremely reckless. So as a child, they could be bullies, hit people, insensitive. They could be reckless. They could do off the wall things, even as an adult. So I know one time my sister said that her boyfriend would get drunk and he would want to do this. They could be adrenaline junkies if you ever watch those shows, like the adrenaline junkies. So she said her boyfriend would get drunk and he would get adrenaline and want to pass red lights. Like, hey, let's pass this red light and see if a car hits us. And he would just go really fast. And, he would do off the wall things. They could do that when they're young and even as an adult. And they could, before I talk about the other thing, but, so as they're doing that, um, let's say like, oh, also another one would get drunk and stand on top of a car and they drove, and when they went under a bridge, the Sagittarius man grabbed on to like the top, but he was on top of a really fast car and he wanted to grab on top to see, but obviously he could die because if he lets go and another car comes, they could run him over. They could do really just off the wall, reckless things when they're young and when they're older. And if you're married to them and have children with them, you may want to second guess that. And if you already are, you may have already experienced some of their reckless behavior. And that's not good for their wife or their children. And many a times these Sagittariuses get divorces. They do really reckless things. They could go to the casino and gamble all of the family's money and just do really stupid things, honestly. when they're young and when they're adults, and it makes no sense, but they're adrenaline junkies, and they like adrenaline, they like adventure. Their astrology sign is half man, half horse. So the dark side of Sagittarius man will be really crazy. He has anger issues as well, very self-righteous. So when he gets crucified for being irresponsible or reckless, be careful, because if you keep putting him against the wall and telling him he's wrong, he's going to get angrier and angrier and angrier. They have anger issues. They could be very violent. They could kill you if you're their wife or girlfriend or friend or mom and you're trying to scold them. One thing dark side of Sagittarius doesn't like is to be scolded, because they're self-righteous. They're ruled by Zeus, which is the god of all gods. Zeus in mythology was the god of all gods. So Sagittarius have this self-righteous god complex. So try to criticize them and tell them that they're wrong, even from a young age, even as a grown man. They will not stand for it, and they'll get more madder, more madder. They have anger problems, and they could be very violent towards you. So just be careful. My advice would be just to let it go, just to let them go as a wife, to let them go, because they're not going to change. Only if they want to change. They love you and they want to change, but you can't make them. And if you back them into a corner and try to scold them as their mother or as their wife, they will get angrier and angrier. They'll be very violent towards you. They could possibly kill you. They have anger issues. If they deal with addictions, I notice a lot of Sagittarius, older men and women, deal with a lot of alcohol addictions. Like, not so much drugs, but like a lot of alcohol, and they can be really bad drug addicts that be really reckless and irresponsible. And if they deal with those issues, my advice would be to let them go and learn their lessons. They often could kill themselves due to their reckless behavior, kill other people, kill their wife, their children. People who are close to them often get hurt the most due to their reckless behavior and suffer emotionally the most, because the Sagittarius man really doesn't care. He's insensitive. So he doesn't care. It's usually the people closest to him that suffer the most from his reckless and irresponsible behavior. And he's insensitive. He could pretend to care, but honestly, most of the time it's just an act to get what he wants. Um, Due to being irresponsible, he could land himself in prison and in jail, or if he's young, in continuation school, or be kicked out of school. Our president in jail due to his reckless behavior, irresponsible behavior, adrenaline, junkies, adventure, risk-taking ways. He could also kill himself, or lead to his death, or other people around him death due to his adventure ways and adrenaline seeking adventure ways. Okay, they could land themselves in prison, in jail, divorced, dead due to all of that adventure, adrenaline junkie ways that he has, and risk taking behavior, and self righteous. I mean, you could talk to your like blue in the face, he will turn a deaf ear, a deaf eye, turn the other way to you. He could be very ignorant. He could believe that he doesn't need a woman, he doesn't need a wife. He could be a bachelor for life, and he could be very ignorant like that, and believe that he doesn't need anybody. A lot of times, the Sagittarius men end up divorced, they end up alone. So, I know a Sagittarius man who is older and he's alone. And he has a girlfriend that he goes on vacations with, but she has her own house and he has his own house. And he even dates other people, and I don't know what she has going on, but he's not possessive, he's not jealous. He gets more annoyed with her, and he dates other people, but she's kind of like the person that stuck around. So they go on vacations, and he's like a sugar daddy type. He will provide, he will make a lot of money and provide once he's done. Or I don't know if they ever settle down, but once they settle down, let's say like when they're 50, 60, they're done with going to the casino or doing crazy crap. They do make a lot of money. They do make a lot of money and work a lot. So they will be the sugar daddy type. I don't know. I never seen them dating younger women. Maybe they can date younger women, but it doesn't matter if it's a woman his age. He'll be a sugar daddy type of provide. He has no problem paying for you. I even think that the Sagittarius man paid for the girl and all of her family. Like she had like 8 brothers and sisters, and he paid for the whole dinner. And my kids' dad, we went out for Thanksgiving or every time we went out, it was like my mom, a lot of people. He paid for everything. He paid for my mom, my dad, I think. So they could be very generous like that and be good providers, but at the same time, they can be very selfish men. So if they're low on cash, if they could be selfish with their love, selfish with their attention, selfish with their money, especially when they're young. When they have a long term relationship with you, like 5 years, they've been with you for 5 years, they're older, they'll be more prone to this generosity. But when they're young, they could be generous, but they have this really selfish side to them. I mean, they could just like, if you have kids with them and a wife and you've been with them for 10 years, they could still have that real selfish side to them. I think Beyonce and Jay-Z been married for 20 years and has kids, and but I bet you Jay-Z could be very selfish. So it doesn't matter if you're their wife or you've been married to them for years and have kids with them. They could be extremely selfish with their money, their love, their time. They could be ignorant, say they don't need you, and a lot of the times that's why they end up in divorce, and they end up just being single and a bachelor and just being by themselves because they're so greedy and they're so selfish. So with money, with their car, with their house, so selfish and greedy. But they will live off of women. They will trick women, live off of women, play a lot of mind games. So if you're dealing with a younger dark side of Sagittarius man, he's playing a lot of mind games with you. He's stealing from you. He's playing games. They could be really sweet and romantic, but you'll think like you're in a committed relationship, but he's cheating on you. He has a lot of other women. They're just playing the field, okay? But they're very romantic and sweet, and they give off this honest and genuine vibe, like an honest, genuine person with no ego. But when you get to know them, you'll soon to realize that they have a big ego. They could be really cocky, a big ego, really selfish, really greedy, really stingy with their love, their money, and everything. So it doesn't last long, or it'll end up in divorce. You could marry them, have kids with them, be with them for 10 years, but it'll end up in divorce due to their selfishness, greediness, risk taking behavior, cheating on you, having a mansion with his wife and kids, beautiful family, a lot of money, but he'll cheat on you with the neighbor, and he'll end up divorced and broke and homeless. Like, because of Jupiter, they have a lot of fortune, they get a lot of fortune, but oftentimes their risk taking behavior and their adrenaline and being greedy, wanting their cake and eat it too. They want more women, more money. um so due to Jupiter, they'll get fortune and money and matches and women, but they'll lose everything due to their greediness and wanting more, and their ego, and being very selfish. They can be very selfish. So if you're in a situation where you have children and you don't have that much money, I say you should sleep with one eye open. With your side, if you're dealing with the dark side of Sagittarius man and you don't have that much money, you have children, definitely pay attention to your finances. Make sure he's not stealing money from you. Sleep with one eye open, because he will do some stupid crap like steal all the money, go on a vacation by himself, and you and the kids are broke at home, or go gamble it, go cheat on you with somebody. Um, I don't know, girl. If you're in a situation with the Sagittarius man, and it's dark sided, right? Not the light side of Sagittarius man, the dark side of Sagittarius man. I say get you someone who's not dark sided. These men could just put you in a bad situation. They could put you in a bad money situation with their cheating and risk taking behaviors. They could get like a STD. They could put you in a bad health situation. They could rip you off. They're not sensitive like that. They could rip you off. They don't really have loyalty, especially when they're drunk, um, or on substances like drugs or whatever. And when they're sober, they have loose morals. So these are the type of men who sleep with your best friend, sleep with your sister, sleep with your mom, sleep with the neighbor. And you guys all could be hanging out, going to birthday parties, baby showers, and your neighbor comes and he's sleeping with her, but you guys are all at your baby shower celebrating you. These men don't have loyalty in them, if you get what I'm saying. So they could just put you in embarrassing situations, lack of money, broke. I don't know, girl. It's really bad. I didn't deal with too much because I'm a smart woman, okay? So I pay attention to my finances and my kids, and I put me first. And he tried to run game and play games with me, but I was like, if you're gonna live here, I need all your money. If you're gonna be with me, and you want to be in a relationship with me and we have kids, I need all your money. You need to go to work every day. He couldn't deal with that. A lot of the times they'll run, any man will run. If you say what you need and they can't provide it or whatever, a lot of men will run or whatever, I don't know. But you need to put your foot down with him because if not, he will put you in a real bad place. I'm mentally strong, so I feel like nobody could F me up mentally because I'm mentally strong. But if you're not mentally strong, he could put you in a bad place mentally, financially. Anyways, girl, I think I'm gonna end the video here. I'm gonna go get me some Chinese food. It's like foggy outside. Me and my baby, we're gonna take a ride to go get some Chinese food. But that's a little neat video. If you're dealing with a Sagittarius child, it's the same thing goes. Okay. Also, like the Sagittarius man, he could play devil's advocate and not be very loyal. So if you're fighting with neighbors or people, sometimes you'll see that he doesn't fight for you. Or like you could all be fighting, but he disappears. Or he, after the fight, he's hanging out and chilling with your enemies. And he could say little things to you like about your enemy. Like he could play devil's advocate or like not be loyal, play a lot of mind games. He's not a mind. I think like mind people are Gemini and Virgo because they're mind signs. They're stimulated through mental. They play a lot of mind games when they're dark sided, but Sagittarius is not mental. But I don't know why. They do play a lot of mind games. Maybe because they're like a hustler. So also the dark side of Sagittarius man could be a hustler, a trickster, a thief. So and due to that, they'll play a lot of mind games. I think their selfishness and their greediness as well. They play a lot of mind games because of that. So yeah, they could be like I heard like the Sagittarius woman is the gangster of the zodiac. Nicki Minaj is a Sagittarius. So they're like a hustler. They rip people off, or they like to scam people, get over on people. That's a good thing. That's what I'm better describes what I'm saying is they try to get over on people mentally and financially. So be careful with the dark side of Sagittarius man. He will play a lot of mind games and he'll be so romantic and sweet. You'll think like everything's good, but if you notice these mind games, be wary because a man that loves you will not be playing mind games. He's doing it because he's greedy. He's trying to get over on you, and I wouldn't put up with it for long. But anyways, I'm gonna end the video here. Please like this video so other people dealing with a Sagittarius man can reach this video. Please subscribe if you like astrology. I'll be doing little astrology videos and tarot card readings for the sign of Pisces and all the signs. So please, if you like astrology, please subscribe. That way you could get all my little astrology information videos. Like, I have 35 subscribers. I'm trying to get to like 40 or 50. Someday 100 subscribers. So subscribe if you like astrology. Like, and if you are currently dealing with a Sagittarius man, that's why you clicked on this video. Please comment down below your experience or things you're dealing with this Sagittarius man, because I'm also still currently dealing with my Sagittarius man because I have kids with him. So I would love to hear about what you're going through or your experience. So please put a comment down below of any little thing that you're experiencing with your dark-sided Sagittarius man, with your dark-sided Sagittarius man, okay? I would love to read them and see them. So anyways, you guys, hope you guys have a nice day. I think it's the end of just January. So February 1st is tomorrow. So hopefully you guys have a good February, and bye you guys. Oh yeah, you guys. Okay, so I forgot to add that the Sagittarius man can be very feminine. So he could like have feminine ways and like be cooking and cleaning and like cooking, cleaning, doing laundry. And you could notice that he has very feminine ways, even gossiping or like very feminine ways. And that's due to their selfishness, them feeling like they don't need a woman so they could cook and clean themselves. They'll even try to get custody of your children, just to get one over on you or get the money for it. This is not the type of man that will, the dark side is Sagittarius man, okay? This is not the type of man that will go out and work and do his own thing. If he's dark-sided, he may be very feminine and even try to get custody of the children, like just for the money, be lazy and try to get over on you. The dark side is Sagittarius man, so very feminine and then selfish too. So he's not like the chivalry gentleman type. So you know, the gentleman that will help you throw the trash or open the door. He could be very impatient and selfish and feminine, and it's just a turn off. If you're like a lady or you want to be spoiled or treated like a woman, it could be a turn off. If you call him about you're having car problems, he could like laugh or not really help you, not really be like a gentleman to you, be very selfish, effeminate. And sometimes I even think that some of them can be like gay or bisexual. But anyways, okay, I have to go because my baby. Bye.